Hi guys, we'll be presenting about activity-based costing. Introduction to activity-based costing. Activity-based costing, also known as ABC, is a costing method that identifies activities within an organization and assigns the cost of each activity to all products and services according to each individual's actual consumption.
Hi, my name is IZWANI, and I will be explaining about differences that can be seen between ABC method and traditional costing method. Activity-based costing, or ABC, is a method of assigning overhead and indirect costs to related products and services. The system is based on activities which are considered any event, unit of work, or task with a specific goal. There are several differences that can be seen between ABC method and traditional method. Firstly, ABC and traditional method are both used to allocate costs. However, ABC method allocate costs with different approach, whereby an appropriate cost drivers are determined for every different activity and cost is then allocated according to these cost drivers. Moving on, ABC method would be a little complex and time-consuming activity compared to traditional costing method, as it involves choosing a suitable basis of absorption and absorbing overheads on the same basis. Thirdly, indirect costs such as overhead expenses and support costs were emphasized in this method. Next, ABC method can effectively be used to allocate manufacturing as well as non-manufacturing overheads such as administrative and selling expenses. Lastly, costing method like ABC provides a more accurate view of a cost behavior by identifying and giving costs based on the activities that generate them.
Assalamualaikum, my name is NURUL MASRIN. So here I'll be explaining about the differences of traditional costing. So first I'm going to explain what the meaning of traditional costing. So traditional costing is a method of cost allocated that has been used in business by companies for many decades. It's involved allocating overhead to product based on predetermined cost drivers. Different from activity-based costing method, traditional costing primary focus is apportionment overhead cost to the activities. Traditional costs set a single metric for every activity involved in production and allocates costs based on the consumption of the metrics. Next, traditional costing is said to be easier to understand and implement as it is a simple method. Other than that, this method emphasizes direct costs, for example, direct material and direct labor. Moving on, traditional costing method can only be used for absorption of manufacturing overhead. Last but not least, compared to activity-based costing, this method might allocate indirect costs incurably, assuming that all products consume indirect costs similarly. That's all from me, thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is NAIEMA BINTI JIBRI, and I'm going to explain about the questions B, which is the question is explain any two importance of cost driver in activity-based costing. First of all, what is the cost driver? A cost driver is also known as an activity driver that used to refer to an allocation base. For example, this includes machine setups, maintenance requests, purchase order, and so on. This system is basically to compute the product cost. So, based on what I'm saying before, why this cost driver is important? First of all, as I mentioned before, it is one of the evidence to know the cost of the product before entering the market to pre-identify whether the company can make profit out of the products they propose to sell. Second of all is this cost driver is essential to identify activities reach production.
Hello, my name is NURHAZLINA binti JAPIRIN, and I will be presenting about the advantage and disadvantage of activity-based costing. First, the advantage of activity-based costing. It gives you a realistic and more accurate production cost of specific item. Activity-based costing allows to obtain more accurate production costs. This helps the company to make more informed decisions about which products to manufacture, as well as find cheaper production method. This method also not only provides a clearer understanding of manufacturing costs, but also facilitates data collection. Most management members can determine the cost of any activity given the necessary data. This also helps production decisions that affect pricing. Second, management offer better understanding and justification of cost in manufacturing overhead. This is because this method improves the calculation process in three ways. First, it expands the number of cost pools that are available for overhead compilation. It pools costs by activity instead of pooling all costs in one company-wide pool. Third, this method allows you to evaluate the efficiency of production and make improvement. This method allows managers to assign value to overhead costs and treat them as if they were direct costs. By analyzing the indirect costs of each activity, you can make improvement. Manager can use activity-based costing method to assess, for example, management impact, efficient process, and total cost of different departments. Move to the disadvantage of activity-based costing. First, this method is not suitable for small manufacturing concern. It is because small manufacturing with low overhead costs may find using activity-based costing less efficient than other options. They also tend to use market-based costs when calculating their data, which are not always consistent with activity-based costing calculation. Second, it can be more time-consuming. Activity-based costing can be more time-consuming process. Instead of calculating the total cost and splitting it evenly across the product, team members have to manually assess the cost of each product. They should go through a process of dividing products into different pools. That's all from me. Thank you.